Namaste and good afternoon, everyone. So, I kind of wanted to address something today. A lot of talk I hear about divine feminine, divine masculine, tantra, yada, yada, yada. And those are really dangerous illusions that people get caught up in because at the soul level, there is no masculine or feminine energy. It's all coming from a source. And that is the combination. It's that our mind has to separate something. We think, oh, females and male species get together and procreate, and then we try to mystify it. And it's just simply not the case. This whole women being in their feminine energy will be submissive, and men in their masculine energy are going to be leaders. It's absolute horse crap. Let's just set that to the side. That has done so much damage to people in their growth, their journeys, and just sociological evolution as a whole. No one needs to be submissive to another person, not even once. You don't owe anyone anything in that regard. And just because someone has a penis doesn't mean that you need to do what they tell you to. That's not how any of that works. Now, when partners, whether it's a romantic involvement or a friendship, there will be give and take. It's not that one person is being submissive to the other, it's that there is a give and take. You know, someone might need to take the lead in a situation and the other one needs to fall back. And then the other may need to take the lead in a situation and the other fall back. People, intelligence doesn't know gender. Okay, first of all, your brain, there's no masculine brain or feminine brain. There's no female intelligence or male intelligence. Intelligence can be high or low, and it doesn't matter what genitalia you're packing that is going to determine that. Also, on the subject of twin flames, okay, there's no such thing as that. As you go through the soul's journey and evolution from one life to the next, you will accrue karma with people. And there must be a negation of this karma in order for you to reach liberation. So one might have harmed the other in a previous life, and you will inadvertently meet that person until the right is wronged or understanding is reached. You can meet some people and you feel immensely and deeply connected to them right at first. That means, it doesn't mean they're your twin flame. There's no such thing. It's ridiculous. It doesn't mean that they're your soul mate. Also, there's no such thing as that. There's people that mesh well and people that don't. It's that easy. But when you meet someone and you feel immensely connected to them, it's because you are. There is a connection, but it needs to be untangled. There may be some prior attachments from one life that carry over, and that is also going to seem like something that is extremely drawing and strong. And you have to explore those relationships in order to work them out. But let's not get into the whole spiritual woohoo mystifying something that's just magnetics, because that's basically all it is. And the idea of tantra is being a sexual art. No, it's not. Let's just stop glorifying animalistic urges with divine principles in order to make people feel better for things they may or may not be doing. Or, you know, it's like, oh, I wanted to go sleep with 40 people, but it's okay because it's spiritual. No, not on any level is that healthy. When you engage in intercourse with another person, the energy exchange within that is so deep. You can literally absorb that person's trauma, and they can literally take out your good energy. And if you pay attention in your exchanges with people, you will notice this. There's nothing divine or sacred or spiritual about having sex with another person. I'm sorry, there just isn't. And it's also a huge waste of energy. Um, if you're past the point of childbearing, or you're not going to do that, then you know it's really a waste of time. All the energy and attachment that you're putting into that person, and then you're building a relationship. And a lot of people's relationships nowadays are quite toxic because of the attachment, and then you have all these life coaches going, oh, it's okay, it's your attachment style. Attachment style? Has no one ever thought to maybe lay aside attachment styles and try something called healthy connection? That's my recommendation for that. So don't let people manipulate you with this woo-woo new age language that sounds so appealing of, oh, come to my tantric ashram and have spiritual elevation. No, you're getting used for sex, nothing more. But I mean, when people are connected, and they share a certain whatever, and they express themselves intimately in that way, it's still just an expression of desire. There's nothing sacred about that. Okay, it's just not. It's two animals procreating, and I think that if we can lay those illusions to the side, it will help people more correctly see yourself as you are. There's no need to sensationalize it or romanticize it. That's the ego getting in your way of self-acceptance, of why we're here, what we do, why we do the things we do. It's, and then using this spiritual language to justify promiscuity or irresponsible sexual behavior. It's a manipulation tactic that gets a lot of people immersed in a lot of things that are very harmful. And it's also just a waste. It's not true. I mean, it's a way for them to justify animalistic urges, the nature of hormone balance and things like that. It's a way for them to justify that, and to feel better or elevated or knowledgeable. But we can't grow until we lay the sensationalism to the side. Accept yourself as you are. You're a soul. If you happen to be in a female body, then you're a soul in a female body. The next life, you may be a soul in a male body. And that's why, people may want to say, well, I've heard people say this, oh, I've been a witch, I've been a woman in every life. No, you haven't. Sorry. Magnetics, physics does not work that way. Karma does not work that way. If you really want to figure things out, then take aside the illusion, lay it to the side, and embrace physics, magnetics, quantum structure, because really everything is energy. There is no akashic record. Let's lay that one out too, and maybe I'll go into another video of that. But spoiler alert is that the akashic record is just the subconscious mind, and the subconscious mind connects everyone. And that's why a psychic medium can give you messages from your dead grandma, is because they are able to connect with the subconscious memories that you may have with grandma. And then they can also contact, there is no spirit of grandma. She's moved on. She's reincarnated, living her best life somewhere else. But that imprint, that information of her in that life is still in the subconscious stream. So the medium would then be able to tap that through you. And to the medium, it may seem like they are talking to a spirit or something, but they're not. It's just a collection of information. But the mind, the ego, it needs to solidify it. It needs to put a form to it, an identifier. So it will identify or create an image. So the anyone that tells you that they can tap into the akashic record and pay them $499.99 to learn how to tap into, don't waste your money. Do not get suckered by these people. These people are dangerous. You've got Teal Swan. Yeah, I'm calling you out. Sorry. Yeah, calling you out because you're not the end all be all. You're utilizing very dangerous techniques to get people to commit suicide. Oh, that's so guru of you. Or, let's call out Sadhguru. And the reason, because when you experience actual samadhi through meditation, it takes a while. There's no quick fix. I'm sorry. And then a lot of times at Sadhguru's retreats, it's been kind of reported that a lot of people get samadhi because drugs and the food. Just saying. So, don't let these people sucker you in with this imaginative thing. The Akashic Record is the subconscious mind. You do not need anyone to access it for you. All you have to do is sit down and with a pure meditation practice. And through some time and being consecutive with yourself, everything that you read about, all of these powers, all of these techniques, all of this yada yada, it'll work itself out for you. You will be able to access it and figure it out all on your own. You may need guidance in learning a technique for meditation, or someone that's been through the process like myself. What I do with my students is when they start to experience something, I know what it is energetically that's going on. And it's nothing sensational. It's just a clearing process. And so my job is just to help them better understand what's going on with them. But I try not to do it in a way, I don't want to determine their journey for them or to give them a preconceived notion. It's for them to find that within themselves. Not for me to go, okay, this is what it's gonna be for you. Because it's going to be like that for everyone, but it might be slightly different. And I don't really want to ever detract or predetermine someone else's journey with a preconceived notion, self-fulfilling prophecy. It's for them to unlock it on their own. So all of these gurus with their nonsense of, pay me so much money to channel your dead granny, like, that's just, it's not the case. And a lot of times, with memory recovery, okay, unlike Teal Swan or a lot of other people out there, I am actually a certified clinical hypnotherapist. And forensic memory recovery is a very slippery slope. I make it a point, if I'm ever doing a regression like that, is to make sure I'm not asking them questions with a coached answer. I don't want to say, was the room green, for example, because then you're putting information in that person's head. They're already in a theta wave. They're very vulnerable. So, a therapist, a real educated therapist that, first of all, isn't going to deal with a lot of that, but there's a specific way that you do it that is not coaching your patient. It's, to allow them to speak of what they're experiencing, and then go with it from there. But these sensationalized spiritual precepts, tantra, twin flames, soulmates, akashic records, it's just somebody trying to make money off of you. Don't fall for it. Sit down with a breath observance meditation and figure it out for yourself, because you do have the power. You do not need someone to guide you through these things past a certain point. Maybe in the beginning, but that teacher should also be having, they should be having the interest not in showing you what to do or what to think, but into lighting a path for you to go back to yourself. Nothing more. A real teacher is going to want you to not need them anymore. They're going to want you to fly. For me, my students, the less they need me, the better. That means that it's working. That means that they are finding their independence, their liberation, and they are learning to stand on their own. And then, I would love it one day if they're all on their own, doing their thing. Maybe they come by and say, hey, Guru, it's good to see you. I just wanted to say hi. I'm doing great, though. And like maybe I haven't heard from them in a year because they've been doing great. Don't get caught up in these sensational traps. Don't let people tell you that they can access the akashic records for you or talk to your dead grandmother. I can't even say it with a straight face. Or, like, oh, I can do a reading to help you find your twin flame, help you find your soulmate. Nobody can do that for you. You will imagine it to happen because they will manipulate you. And then you will become a self-fulfilling prophecy. Your mind will create these things that you will then manifest for yourself. So just do yourself a favor. Do your own work. Rely on yourself. Find a teacher that will want to help you learn to rely on yourself, not to become reliant on them. And people that make extremely outlandish claims is, a big red flag to look out for. When I begin a healing process with someone, I tell them, I know I can make you feel better. That I can guarantee, but I cannot guarantee that I will fix your issue. But I can guarantee that I'll make you feel better and it will get you a step closer to yourself. And in going into that, there have been what others call miracles happen in different sessions, like something that normally takes months and months of physical therapy. It was a Renaissance fair I did a couple of weeks ago. And this woman comes in and she had a frozen shoulder. And like I said, that's something that generally takes months of therapy. I worked with her. I got her to trust me. She was able to let it go. And we unlocked this frozen shoulder in less than half an hour. I mean, that's pretty miraculous. But I'm not going to say that, oh, it's because of my magical healing powers that this happened. Yes, it is through 26 years of high-level skill and education that I'm able to facilitate these things. But without the client being trusting and open and willing to hand it over, then it never would have happened. It's a symbiotic relationship. It is a tantra. Tantra is just an exchange. Like how when you breathe, your exhale is the inhalation of the tree. And when the tree exhales, their exhalation is the inhalation of you. That's tantra. It's just understanding the symbiotic relationship that we have to each other and with all things in nature. And we are all one, part of one consciousness, operating on different frequencies, different vibrations, different levels, and none is better than the other. So if you're out there looking to better yourself or for some sort of spiritual guidance, those are some things to please be aware of so that you don't get into some trouble, get manipulated, get swindled. Because there is a lot going on out there. So step away from the spiritual sensationalizing of everything and just be okay with what is. And I hope that's helpful to everyone. And I know it's some unpopular opinions as the ego is like, no, I was blah in a past life and I want to feel special. Who cares? Nobody cares. You're the only one. Or some people that might care to sensationalize, but it's all sensationalism. There we go. Sorry, this is a live video, so just bear in mind, keep your wits about you, and all knowledge is inside you. You do not need to pay someone to access it for you. You just have to take a step towards yourself and your own conscious development. So I'll leave you guys with that. So much love and namaste.